Hey, what's up guys, it's Instructional Skateboarding, and today I'm going to be doing an initial shoe review for my new shoes that I just got about a week ago, the Nike SB Oneshots. So I'm going to do this again in a month or two to see if my opinion has changed and what I think about them then. But basically I'm going to tell you guys what I think about the shoe, if I would recommend them, pros, cons, all that kind of stuff, how they work, how they feel, and stuff like that. So first off, this is an extremely light shoe, to me, anyway. Of any pair of skate shoes I've ever skated, it probably feels the lightest, and it feels like nothing's there when I'm skating, which basically just translates into saying that it has a lot of board feel. So when I have my foot on the board, or I have my shoe placed, say, in heel flip position, it really almost feels as though my foot is connected to the board, and that there's nothing between my foot and the board. However, I guess going against itself in a way, the shoe actually has really good impact protection, something I wouldn't expect for such a thin-walled shoe, and especially for Nikes, which aren't really known for that as much as some other shoes. So I can really jump and stop my feet, and I can really feel it in the heels that it absorbs it and kind of cushions my feet. That didn't hurt at all, and in a lot of shoes it would to me, especially my Costin ones. I have to say my Costin ones are super similar, and I love them, but they really weren't great for impact protection at all, and I hated them for that reason. Not hated the shoe, but I hated that they weren't that good for impact protection. These, I really can stomp around in as much as I want and not really feel it at all, and that really helps for snapping tricks and landing bolts and stuff without killing your feet. So already we have good impact protection and good board feel. Two things that I don't get in a lot of shoes, or just wouldn't expect from these Oneshots, because I don't hear about them that often, and from what I understand they're pretty underrated. So another thing that kind of threw me off is they have a very low ankle support, or ankle base. This shoe doesn't come up very high at all. This is the bottom of my ankle. You've got about a solid 1.5 inches before the shoe meets your ankle in the lowest dip there, right here. And that kind of threw me off because my Costin ones already were pretty low, and I thought that because these were about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch less, that they weren't going to have great ankle support. Again, they surprised me, and these shoelaces are made, or at least from what I've experienced so far, to be able to tighten down super hard, so you can really crank these laces together and get this shoe on super tight if you're that kind of guy. I guess as far as how wide the shoe is, they're thinner than some in this regard, but I feel as though they shouldn't be any wider and they shouldn't be any skinnier. I actually really like them where they are. Sometimes, one thing I don't like about them so far, kind of one of the only cons I've noticed so far throughout having them for a week, is this swoop, or this kind of dent into the shoe right here, comes in quite deep, or more than I might want it to, and sometimes it squeezes your foot and hurts your foot, especially if you have a bigger sock on, or you just really crank down on the laces like I said and you have them super tight. Sometimes it does squeeze your foot a bit there, and it does hurt a bit, even just to walk in them at times. Now another thing, probably the most important thing to me, or in my opinion, is durability. I tear through shoes. Every skateboarder does. It's something we always have to worry about. It's something that skateboarders are always thinking about and considering when buying a shoe. I've bought canvas Supras that I completely destroyed, to the point of not being able to wear them ever again within 2 weeks. And then I've had, Tory 3s, which lasted quite a while, but not as long as I wanted, and hoped for as much as I paid for that shoe. My Costin ones wore down extremely fast right here, right at the left side heel, where you do heel flips with, because I am left forward. So I've had shoes wear down on me really fast, and these, even after skating them already quite heavily for a week, look completely unscathed, and that's really cool. Again, right here where you flick heel flips and stuff like that, there is a tiny bit of wear, but honestly, if I show these to you up close or just quickly, you wouldn't even tell that they've been skated at all, ever. Another thing about the shoe is the way that the bottom is designed. This is kind of more rigid and choppy than a lot of shoes are at the bottom, and so because of that, it allows for, I guess, longer durability, because a lot of shoes just have a flat surface or a very kind of simple pattern on the bottom, so they wear quite fast. And especially you'll notice in your tail shoe, so for me, my right foot, right here in the toe of your tail shoe, commonly you tear a hole in them pretty fast where they get worn down super fast. I honestly can say I cannot feel anything at all yet, or see anything at all. Now I know it's only been a while, and that's when I'll make an update video eventually, but for now, I see absolutely no signs of wear at all. So I know I've been praising the shoes so far, and I'm going to say one more great thing about them, and then I'm going to try to find some more negatives that I don't like or things that I wish were better. But another thing I've noticed about this shoe, and I'm guessing it's why it's like this, but I'm not sure, I haven't researched it, but this is my guess, is you'll notice that at the back of this shoe, and I'll put a picture up on screen now, they have these kind of holes in the back, they're like this mesh pocket. This, as far as I'm thinking, or as far as it seems, allows for breathability of the foot and just all-around comfortability when you're skating them a long time, which I like because I've noticed that my feet don't get tired or hot or gross at all, which is awesome. Now I want to outline or explain to you guys what my personal biggest con is of the shoe. So, with skate shoes, something I really like, something that I as a skateboarder enjoy having is a skate shoe with a lot of forgiveness. Now what I mean by forgiveness is there's some skate shoes that even if you land a trick super sketchy, you'll still roll away, your foot won't slip, and your foot will stay in position without coming off the board. Now there's some other shoes that I've skated, or you can just buy in general, that if you land like not bolts or just even slightly off of how you should have landed the trick, you'll fall right off the board. That was a perfect example, and that was a fake. So as I was saying, my personal biggest con, in my opinion, to the shoe is that it is not as forgiving as it should be, especially when you land good and you know you should have landed that trick but get forced off your board. So let's recap pros and cons really quick. For pros, I would say it's awesome that it is light, breathable because of this feature at the back, which you guys already seen the picture, has a great board feel, an amazing impact protection compared to what I thought it would be for this shoe. I'm sure there's more, but there are a couple I can think of off the top of my head. Cons I would say it's a little bit tight at the side sometimes, especially if you have a bigger sock, and I don't like how the shoe is unpredictable in the way of forgiveness during a trick. I also don't like, as a third con, kind of how simple they are. Your only real design is the Nike logo, which is, in my opinion, too small. I think it would be a lot better if the Nike logo wrapped around the back and connected at the back, and the Nike swoosh was a lot bigger. In addition, you don't really have any other features than that. There's no lace guards, there's no holes here, there's no colored stitching, there's nothing like that. It's really just a simple, straight to the point shoe where I think you could have done a bit more with it for the price, which is over $100, and how it performs. I would recommend it. Overall, I'd give this about an 8.5 out of 10, and I'm gonna do this again in probably 2 or 3 months and update you guys on my opinions and how it's skated or held up after a couple months. Anyway, it's been Instructional Skateboarding. Hope you guys enjoyed this initial shoe review for the Nike SB Oneshots, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.